Is that for me or? Yeah. If I'm being honest, no, not really. But obviously you came, saw the training ground, saw the stadium, and I was like, oh man, this is different from Upton Park and where we was playing or training at Chadwell Heath and Little Heath at West Ham. But listen, everything worked out in the end. Got promoted straight away. Overtook Bez. I talk about him all the time. But yeah, and it's been a journey since then.
How would you describe the journey, Pelly? I mean, turning down a little bit there. I mean, it's a hell of a journey, isn't it, from the conference to this point, to 90 minutes away from the Premier League? Yeah, man. Not a lot of people do it. Well, I don't think anyone's done it yet. Everyone's not done it yet. So everything's a first. So yeah, it's been an achievement, man. Obviously, you got to have the staff and the managers and all the people at the stadium which believe in you, and I think they have done. So it's been. That's been great, and obviously you just got to put your performances and be confident in what you do and how you go about your business, and I think I've achieved that. Obviously, as I said, there's one more 90 minutes, one more game to go, and yeah, by Saturday, 7 p.m, we'll drink some champagne.
Pelly, is it the same place? Is this the same place, or has it changed in that journey?
Obviously, staff come and go, but the rest of it is normally stay the same. Obviously, the fans have been great, and the stadium hasn't changed at all. So it's been the same then as it been now. But obviously, the fans have got real behind us, and they've had a real belief in coming the thousands every single week. So in that respect, it's stay the same. Yeah.
Did you have any doubts, Pelly, when John offered you the chance to come in? It's a long way down the ladder, I suppose, but. You don't think?
Doubts? No. Did I want to come here? Absolutely not. I was thinking of this is not what I'm familiar with. But sometimes you got to take the risks, and obviously I got to thank John for signing me, because look where I am now. So yeah, it's been a risk, but it's been worth the risk, and here we are, moments away from touching the Premier League, and it's been a good experience, and don't want it to end on Saturday.
Were there any points when you thought you might move on?
Yeah, clubs come for you here and there. You come out of contract, you think you're going to get a new one, or you're not. So there's been points where I could have moved, but I thought, look, this is where I want to be. I can have a good journey here. All the managers have come in, have done well, and yeah, it's been a hell of a run, and yeah, still here, still trying to achieve something big.
Changes in the club, though. What are the small little things that you've noticed in that sort of period, like even like dressing rooms or around the training ground? What are the small details that you've seen?
Obviously the training ground. Now we're at the Brace. Before we was on the dogs field next to in Neely Way, and obviously in two porter cabins. Everyone's combined together, stuck. Obviously now we're at the Brace. We've got the food changed. We've got crowds coming in. We've got a new gym, obviously headed by Jared, our sports scientist, along with Plantney, James Redders. So yeah, little stuff has contributed to us making big moves. Obviously the ground's got better here. The groundsman staff, Dickie, and all the staff have been working well to make sure this could be a Premier League ground, and hopefully by the end of this week it can be.
Pelly, when you made your debut at West Ham in a League Cup tie against
Burnley. Yeah.
Sam Allardyce was the manager at the time, and he said afterwards, I think there were 3 of you making your debuts that night, and he said afterwards the 3 boys who came and made their debuts could feel really proud of themselves, and then he never picked you again. Did you ever think to yourself, what did I do wrong? Because you obviously were knocking on the door of the first team because you got your debut.
Yeah, stuff that happens. This is football. You go, you think you're gonna play more. Sometimes that don't happen, and sometimes you gotta lead the nest and fly away, and that's what I did. And a couple of other guys followed me. Potsy, Ollie Lee, Marek Steck, all from West Ham came, and have had good careers from here. So yeah, sometimes it don't work out at one place. Doesn't mean you're a bad footballer. Just means that place might have been the right place for you. And luckily I landed at Luton, and here we are.
How much of a culture shock was it playing in the National League? Because obviously you were playing with people like Joe Cole and Carlton Cole in that,
yeah.
If I remember rightly, and suddenly you're in the National League. What was that like?
Do you know, because I was at Bournemouth before, I had a taste of it. So it wasn't a complete culture shock, but obviously people are playing men's football. It's physical. You got to have attributes. You got people shouting at you saying do this, do that, and you got to take it on the chin and become a man at a young age. And I thought I had that at Bournemouth already. And coming from Bournemouth, then to West Ham, then back to Luton, I think I was able to cope with it a lot better than others who hadn't played there before.
Did anyone talk to you a bit from West Ham that it'd be a good move for you? What was the feedback you getting from West Ham?
I think Neil McDonald and Samuel said you better sign at Luton. So I think that was out of my hands. So it was a bit like cool. I'll do that. So signed on loan in December and then signed fully permanently in January. So that was done and done, and here we are.
But you walked into a team that was doing well, actually. I think you got some 3 matches when you were actually playing.
Yeah, man, it was a good team. We had good players. Got Benno, who's at the training ground now as a coach under 18s, I think. Obviously, we had Andre Gray, we had Jake Howes, we had Matthew Robinson, Jake Howes, Mark Cullen. We had a good core players, and it made the transition easy because you went on smoked a lot of teams, 6s and 7s. Obviously, Luke Guttridge was there as well. Alex Lawless, who's also a coach. We had a real good team, and that team done well in that league that season.
When you're on parade, with respect, Alfreton and Braintree and places like that, did you ever think to yourself, it's like Del Boyd or Rodney, stick with me, bro, in 10 years' time you'll be playing at Wembley instead of playing for 180 million quid? Did you ever envisage yourself going back to that level from when, after leaving West Ham?
Yes, in the fact of I knew my ability would get me there. Obviously, you got to have a great team around you, support, and you can't. Football's not a one-man team. Well, if you got people like Messi, Ronaldo, it's a bit different. But when you got belief, you know that you can rise back to the top. And Luton have done that in a short space of time. 10 years does seem like a long time, but in football, that's a real quick rise. And to answer your question, I did.
Pelly, are there any kind of moments, games, or perhaps pictures that stand out from your early days at the club?
Games, obviously everyone's going to say the Dartford goal that basically nearly got us promoted. I scored and Andre scored, who was losing, I can't remember, it was 85 minutes, scored 2 goals, and that really made us think we can get promoted. When we lost to Charlton, when we was unbeaten run, I think it might have been League 2 or League 1, the pain from there was like, we know we can do stuff with this club, with this team. And probably being Sunderland recent times. Listen, we know we was on the 19-20 game unbeaten run, and then Sunderland beat us, but we knew that we could score goals. Sunderland to score 3s or 4s to beat us, and we knew they had no centre backs, and we just loaded the ball and they couldn't handle us physically. And Gabe scored, Locke scored, and I don't think they had threat at all. So that was a good one for us as well.
How different a player and a person are you compared to the one that walked through the door 10 odd years ago?
I think I'm still the same, still smiling, still bubbly, still joyful. Love the camaraderie, love busting jokes with people. So in that terms, personally, I think I'd say the same. Obviously, I've grown physically, become a man, and I think I'm enjoying my football. Before it was a bit like, do I really want to do this? But now the football's flowing and I enjoy it a lot.
Did the other players ask you what it was like? Or do you give the team, do you speak to them and say, look, this club has actually come from here, just to kind of put it into perspective?
Which players?
The squad now.
I think they know. Obviously, they asked me what was it like back then. I was like, this place was bonkers. It was mad. But obviously, everything's gone up a level to the point we are now. So if anyone asks me, I'll tell them. But they don't really ask. I think they really know.
Can you tell us a bit about the bonkers stuff? You joked about the training ground, for example. John, you might be able to talk about it as well a little bit. But to create the picture for us. I mean, what was it like at the start of this journey?
Well, the training ground, people would walk around the outside, you'd be training, and people would be walking their dogs around the outside of the training ground. I remember one occasion, I'm not sure if he was there, I can't really remember, and someone started complaining that bought their dog. Right,
Bonkers.
that's it, seriously, that's how it was. Now I know that it's completely different, but no, that's how it was then, yeah, absolutely.
So the day you walked into the new training ground, was that the day, did that sort of, wow, we're serious, we're going places?
Yeah, obviously they were trying to do a lot and promote this club to go up high levels. Obviously Nathan Jones came in, he pushed really hard, and he really set a lot of the foundations that the club are on now. So we knew from then something special can happen with this club, and we're close to achieving that.
Tom Lockyer, the Luton skipper, with a flying header, and Luton lead in the tie.